The Spanish government is being accused of sabre-rattling on a par with North Korea as a dispute over Gibraltar flares up again with the UK. Spain has beefed up border checks, causing long lines. That's after Spain's foreign minister suggested it was time for a tougher stance on the UK's claim to sovereignty over the region, saying the party is over. The British Prime Minister says he is seriously concerned about the prospect of further sanctions.
Tensions are continuing to escalate between Spain and Gibraltar over long delays at the border crossing because of increased vehicle searches. The British territory has claimed the recent tough measures on the border by its northern neighbour was because of the creation of an unpopular artificial reef to stimulate marine life off the coast of Gibraltar. This Spanish fisherman says that the reef is not only a problem for fishermen but for all Spanish people in Spanish territory.
Spain's foreign minister, seen here meeting William Hague last year, yesterday threatened to impose a crossing fee. Jose Garcia Mayalo even suggested closing Spanish airspace to planes heading for Gibraltar.
I think this is just a tantrum from Mr. Margallo because the Foreign Secretary called in the ambassador last Friday.
That, said Gibraltar's chief minister, was something you'd expect from leaders in North Korea, or, he claimed, from the Spanish dictator General Franco.
We know exactly what it is that he's talking about because General Franco did it before. The difference, of course, is that General Franco was a dictator and Mr. Margallo is supposed to be a Democrat. And the analogy with North Korea is because on a Sunday morning, to wake up and read in the newspaper something as ridiculous as the things that Mr. Margallo has said really reminds you of some of the things that the North Korean regime sometimes come up with.
It began here, 10 days ago at the mouth of the Mediterranean, when Gibraltar dumped concrete blocks into the sea. It said to create a reef for fish. Spain said it would block its fishing boats.
And 10 days ago, when Gibraltar began installing an artificial concrete reef along its coast, those simmering tensions boiled over. Gibraltar says the reef supports underwater wildlife. Spain says it's a deliberate blockade on Spanish fishing boats. Spain's response was to impose tight new security checks on traffic entering and leaving the colony. On the first weekend, it caused delays of up to 6 hours for motorists. Even now, Spanish officials are unapologetic.
No doubt there'll be dialogue. The Spanish government speaks to everyone. But the first thing that they need to do is remove those concrete blocks, allow fishermen to fish.
But on Sunday just gone, in a serious escalation of the spat, the Spanish foreign minister was reportedly considering a €50, $66 toll charge to enter or leave Gibraltar by road. He was considering closing Spanish airspace to restrict some flights. The foreign minister was quoted as saying, "Playtime is over."
Her Majesty the Queen's visit to Gibraltar, it was all of the sorts of things that Mr. Margallo is talking about now. It's very clear to me that the politics of bullying Gibraltar into a submission, as the Spaniards believe to think, or the Spanish government believe to think is possible, is something that has its genesis in the dictatorship of General Franco, something that I think all of us had hoped had passed.